So I want to start with reader number 1, who is new to Mykonos poetry, and her name is Inoli Barger. Inoli, thank you for coming out.
My name is Inoli Barger, and I'm not going to sign this entire... Oh, hey, Alan. I'm not going to sign this entire little section, so feel relieved from that. But I like to start with that because if you talk to me later, please do not put your hand in front of your mouth when you're talking, because that prevents the words from coming out of your mouth, and that kind of, is counterproductive a little bit. I don't usually have this much technology on stage, but I usually don't read off page. So first short poem is Spiderwebs. I see a lot of connecting lines. The spiderwebs are supposed to be there, not a sign of neglect, but of nurtured travel between spaces. Sometimes you're supposed to get caught in a moment. Pause and feel someone else's creation brush against you. Suspend belief for a few threads of beaded condensation. Suspend relief for a few threads of offbeat conversation. I used to be terrified of spiders. The stop-go scurrying an occasional leap, unfamiliar patterns. I'm still occasionally wary of spiders. The stop-go scurrying an occasional leap, familiar patterns. Sometimes you're supposed to get caught in a moment, not a sign of neglect. They need nurturing to travel between spaces, to brush against someone else's creation. I see a lot of connecting lines. This is Hero Not Hero. My father is not my hero. He doesn't have to be. Instead of swooping in to save me from the world, he taught me how to save myself every day. From addiction, from depression, PTSD, from hearing impairment and chronic pain. You see, growing up, I watched and listened carefully. I saw the differences he made where it really counted. I am still learning more about these things all the time. My father teaches me how to be a hero to others. I always say please and thank you. No matter how someone treats you, everyone deserves that base level of respect. Your elders deserve a much higher base level of respect than anyone else. Listen carefully. Know how to learn, how to break down problems into the most basic elements. You only truly understand a concept if you can explain it to a 5-year-old. Explain things to 5-year-olds. Children are capable of so much more than we give them credit for, and the next generation always has something to teach us. Slow down. Take your time and do it right the first attempt when possible. The most effective shortcuts take more effort and planning than the long way. Like memorizing 7 different routes through a labyrinth instead of walking around it. It's almost always worth it to learn the effective shortcuts. Not everyone appreciates the shortcuts. Not everyone appreciates you. Help them anyways, if you can. They'll come around, or you'll learn something. Everything is a learning opportunity. Take full advantage of the free education. The universe seems to be very invested in my free education. Finish a task before you move on to the next one. It's never too late to ask for help, but don't expect the same help that you would have gotten if you would have asked 2 months ago. There are consequences to having pride issues. Not all of them are negative, but the whole pride cometh before a fall thing is practically inked into our genetic code. Know how to fall. Be willing to get back up again, even if you're not entirely sure how you're going to yet. Being able to express yourself clearly is of infinite value in every aspect of your life. This one caught me unprepared recently, as we were both sitting next to each other, and a man drunkenly and expectantly asked, "He's your hero, isn't he?" And I just smiled awkwardly, not having the words to fill the awkward silence. We both know that if I said yes, I would be lying. And if I said no, I would sound like a jerk because my father is not my hero. But he is mine. And he is a hero. And so am I. I don't know if there's a timekeeper, but one more? Alright. Since we're in family, might as well keep going with that. This is purple. Oh, stand. I don't have to hold this, maybe. Sure. I have been called both my mother's daughter and my father's son. Growing up, I never felt either statement needed correcting. You see, I look like my mother in profile and my father in mugshots. But I can only really be seen in panoramic view. I've always resonated with the color purple, but I've only ever been asked red or blue. Purple stops being red or blue when the two combine. I learned that in primary. And yet, to this day, I find myself desperately trying to engender each trait and quality with a binary color, hoping to fit even if my reds and blues look more like a checkerboard of unchecked boxes. Waiting for me to break myself down into false divisions so that my data can be used to paint statistically palatable canvas campaigns. Folks question until they are red or blue in the face. But whatever I check still feels like a lie for lack of better options. No matter what I check, red and blue are optical illusions. I am purple panoramic, a holographic limited edition shiny. I am not sun or moon. I'm 24/7. And while the majority is stuck seeing in 2D mugshots and profiles, I might be hard to spot from 9 to 5.
Thank you. Please come out again. Those were wonderful. Thank you.